Welcome to the Content Creators Guide. This is a place where we expand our knowledge on what it takes to be successful in an ever-expanding world of content creation. Join me as I sit down with individuals sharing their success stories and tips that help them get over the hurdles they faced on their journey to creation success. All right, let's create. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Content Creators Guide. I will be your host, Patrick Conway. I am also known as Jaxus in other circles. Today, we are talking to a YouTuber who specializes in Fallout-oriented videos, where he gives detailed weapons guides and how-to videos for new gamers on how to do crafting and farming and the different game mechanics and how they work. And my guest today has 65,000 subscribers on YouTube. Everyone, please welcome Angry Turtle.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Angry Turtle, as a guest this time.
Yes, no kidding. It's a little different for you, isn't it? Usually the host. So I like to jump right into things. I don't really mess around a whole lot. Getting up from the get-go. My first question is what inspired you to get into content creation in the first place?
A lot of people probably know this story that knows me, but it was a little bit different than everyone would expect. I didn't actually plan to start making a content. I never recorded anything. I was not really interested how to upload to YouTube or anything like that. Up until the point that I encountered terrible bug in Fallout 76. Not everyone remember it, but back in times during the vault raids, you enter the vault raid, the game bug out, and all your equipment, everything was basically gone. Black hole socket. And my experience with support was really bad at start. They was just basically, no, it's not possible. There is no such a problem. We cannot do anything. It was like that. And I started creating Reddit posts. But still, that was not enough. Then I figured out everyone was without a proof. Your story is fake. That was basically the answer of my first Reddit post. That I was, okay, no proof, story is fake. That I recorded a video from my account showcasing that I lost the keys from my character that are impossible to drop. Like everything was erased. Even the items that are quest related, and you cannot normally get rid of them, no matter how hard you try. Then I recorded that. I figured out how to upload it to YouTube. And then I started recording my gameplays when I was basically playing, just in case something happens. And it did. The same bug occurred again when I was recording. Therefore, I had proof. When it happened, uploaded that to YouTube, made more Reddit posts. And eventually, Bethesda noticed. They did fix it. They acknowledged the bug, what I think helped everyone who encountered the bug, that they were able to somehow restore items that first they said they're not able to. And that's how my adventure actually started, as I already knew how to make YouTube video. And then I just uploaded my build, because people asked me what build I'm using and so on. And I had first couple of subscribers that subscribed just because I uploaded the bug video. It was not many, it was a small number. And I uploaded this build, and somehow I think it started with a couple hundred views and several comments saying that it's really cool, they like it. People started sharing my build and so on. And then I uploaded a couple more videos because I had this motivation, people were doing, oh, that's great, I love your build and so on. And I got this motivation. That was, of course, before any type of monetization on my channel. Usually people think about monetization first. For me, it was before I even discovered how this stuff worked. I had some first videos, content, and mainly motivated by the fact that community was so positive. And
so you got started strictly from a bug in the game.
Yeah, started from the bug.
Wow,
from very nasty
so
bug.
Crazy. Yeah.
It
was oh no, I'm not really trying to be like a great YouTuber or anything. I want them to notice this bug, so I'm going to put it out there so that they have to look at it.
Yeah, and I didn't remove this video. It is really bad. Audio quality is terrible, volume levels, everything is terrible, but I left it on the channel. If someone is able to dig so deep to find my first video,
it became an accidental sensation.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, so what was the hardest hurdle for you getting started? How did like what was the hardest thing to get around when you first started getting into this whole YouTube thing? And how did you overcome that?
First around, it was like how I how I even capture my screen, like how I record it, because if you never did that before, it's not so simple. There is no in-game button to press and start recording. On consoles, I think there is share button or something like that that you can capture the clip. But on PC, there is nothing really built in for you to start recording if you do not plan to do it.
So what
But
did you end up using?
after that, I started Googling what to do. And my first approach, because I'm using NVIDIA graphics card, I figured out they do have a software that allows you to capture that. Then I started using, I think it's GeForce Shadow, something it was called like that. I'm not using it anymore, but that's basically already configured into NVIDIA drivers. Then it's the simplest one to start. Then I used that to record the screen and audio from the headset. After that, quickly I swapped to OBS when I started, and I wanted to do a little bit more. There is it's still simple, and I'm still using it, but there's way more options. Then I switched to OBS because of suggestions of my viewers. Like some people
It
that
was very
had some
simple
experience, they
to
were like,
use, yeah.
"Why you don't use OBS? Why you bother with this NVIDIA software when you can just for free install OBS?" And I tried it. Oh, and I was like, "Oh, it works."
It's like,
It's
oh,
simple.
this is actually kind of wonderful. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Uh. So, what have you found works best for you and your type of show for, say, mic and sound quality?
Mic and sound, like I was starting first with just built-in headset mic, but it was bad for the quality. Then I upgraded for the used Yeti. That was my first microphone.
I think everybody
It
used
was
to
not
Yeti to start.
expensive. Yeah, like you can find the used one for not much money. It's good. Generally, it's good. And I was happy with Yeti, but after a while, I changed it because Yeti, even though it's good, it does capture everything. Like
Yeah,
you really need
everything.
a silent room, whatever is going on behind the door, and so on. It's not perfect. Then I changed to the Rode Procaster because this one only captured the sound that is close to the microphone. Then downside is I actually need to have it close to my mouth. If I move away, you will see that my voice is going out.
Go
Yeah.
tunnely.
Then yeah, if I leap back, then you can hear the difference. If I would have Yeti in here, I can move around. It will be about the same. But that's a trade-off. Yeah. Then if I know there can be some noise outside, behind the window, behind the door, neighbors, something, then this is way better, as it only captures the sound that is close. It can be quite noisy, and you can still record.
I found, for me, it's been the Shure MV7 mic. For me, has been like probably the best mic I've ever had.
It is quite expensive, isn't it?
It's about $200. You can get it for
Yeah.
about 210, 220. The price varies over time, but it is a little bit pricier, but
Yeah.
man, is it worth it. I mean,
Yeah, I trust you.
I don't have to play around with the settings very much. I leave it at a very flat tone. If I want to sound like Mr. Radio Voice, I just lean in.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, and then the boom, probably was like $17.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, no, so it made for good sound quality. It's a night and day difference. I used to have it's not a Yeti, but it was a blue snowball.
Oh yeah,
It
that's
looks like a little
similar.
softball.
Yeah,
And
that's
it picked up like if my fan was going, it would pick it up,
yeah,
which,
it picks everything.
yeah, I believe they refer to that as omnidirectional or something like that.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
not good for streaming or gameplay recording. Like if
No.
you do gameplay, you don't want to actually record everything.
No,
Unless you
just
do
want
podcast, that's different. If you have 3 people sitting around and you want to use one mic, then Yeti will be perfect.
Yeah, now and that's the thing is I do a podcast with 5 different people, but we're in different locations, so
Yeah,
that doesn't apply.
it doesn't apply.
Yeah, so it's a different thing. Next thing is, how do you edit your show? What programming do you use to edit your video shows?
I don't actually edit too much. I was experimenting a little bit with more editing, but I don't think it adds a lot, and it costs so much time. Like if you want to add some like overlays, if you want to add some effects, if you want to add some text, it's all consumes so much time. And like, I don't know if everyone watching your show will know that, but I do have full-time job still. Like YouTube is not my job. It's good at this moment. It's in good place. If you watch my live streams, you can see that I have Patreon. Then I am getting money from YouTube. Then it helps me greatly that I have this additional income, but it's not to the point that I can rely to support myself fully yet from YouTube. Then I still have full-time job. Then my time is limited, and I decided that spending it on excessive editing do not really pay off. Like those videos will not do so much better. Plus, some people will like edits. Some people even dislike them. Like, why do you use this zoom? Why make it simple? I like it before or so on. Then,
so you just make sure the sound quality is good.
Yeah, I just make sure exactly sound is balanced, video quality is good, and that I cut whatever is not important to make it shorter.
So you do
basically
some
my
editing.
Is sound and cutting.
Yeah,
that's my editing.
I think that's a lot of us who do editing, especially for the type of shows that I do. I just reduce like the silences in the conversations, or things where it's just kind of nothing's happening. So I'll shorten that to where there's something going on. And I may sometimes I'll pop in pictures or video overlaying over my voice that'll show what's going on at the time of what I'm doing. Sometimes it doesn't always match up. So that's when my editing will come into play. That's when I use things like DaVinci Resolve, which seems to be a pretty good program for me.
Yeah, I'm currently using just a shortcut. It's free one.
Oh, so DaVinci Resolve is actually free as well.
Oh, it's free as well. Okay.
Yeah. I go for as much free stuff as I can get my hands on. And that's usually what I try to promote to the people that listen to the show is, if you can find a way to simplify things and reduce your costs, go for it. And you say the one you were using is called
Shortcut.
Shortcut.
Okay.
So that's a simple download.
The shortcut. It's it's how the icon look like. It's like a blue icon. There's like almost nothing on it. Shortcut.
So
it's
shortcut.
all put together. SHOTCUT.
Okay. Yeah. Shortcut. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. I like to make sure everybody gets an opportunity. I'll make sure that ends up in my notes at some point here. That way people can click on links and go find stuff. That way they don't have to work so hard, mash their brains, or sit there and listen to the video. What did he say? What did he say?
Yeah, it's free. That's big advantage. Do contain all the options I do need. If I need to add some image, overlay the video with image, add additional video tracks or sound tracks, I can do that in there. I can cut it quite quickly with keyboard shortcuts, because that's important. Less clicks, the faster you edit.
So I wanted to take a moment and thank all the listeners who are listening to the show and all my Patreon listeners for their support. If you have not yet, or would you like to follow, please, like, subscribe, and write a little review of our show and let us know what you think. You can also email me with your questions and comments and set us up on Twitter. Our email is ccreatorsguide@gmail.com, or you can follow on Twitter @ccreatorsguide. We'll be right back after this message, and thank you.
Feed a man for free, and he'll be back asking for more. Feed a man a bullet, you won't hear from him again.
Welcome back, everyone. We're going to go ahead and move on right into the show, and blah, blah, blah. So what went through your head when coming up with the name for your show, or the name for yourself for that matter?
The name was way before the YouTube started. Then it was actually multiple factors inspired the name. First, I played League of Legends, usually on jungle position. Rammus was one of my favorite characters. Second, for like 20 years of my life, I did own a turtle. That's another. One of my favorite League of Legends player back in times was Wild Turtle, was his name. And when I was coming up with my gamer tag, that was an upgrade versus my gamer tag I was using as like a teenager. That was just John Blue. It was not very creative. Then I was like, yeah, I need something better than that. Then I figured out I want to have a turtle, and not everything was available that I was trying to use. Mostly it was taken. Then I figure, after all, I will go opposite to who I'm actually am. I'm not really angry by nature. It's not easy to make me angry. It's possible, but not easy. Then I was like, okay, let's try that. Angry turtle available. Yeah, perfect. That was years from now ago, but that's how it started, and it stays. Like,
So a lot of the things
like,
that's happened to you has been hackumstance, just well,
yeah,
I'm gonna try this and see what
like
happens.
life, yeah, mix of
Yeah.
circumstances. It's not everything planned. Some is, but not everything.
So, what do you think is a question that content creators fail to ask people? And of course, what would the answer to that be? Like, if you're a brand new content creator and you got somebody in front of you that's successful and you had the opportunity to ask them a question, what do you think is something that they usually fail to ask?
Usually, I think the purpose of the content, like why you do that.
Mm-hmm.
You should probably ask it yourself first, because you can have different goals. That I'm not saying any of those will be bad. They all can be good. Are you planning to straight up make money off YouTube? That's your main purpose. Is there some passion you want to share with everyone? Do you like attention and you want to attract people to yourself? Like, you need to know what's your goal, what's your purpose before you start.
Of course, sometimes the answer is just yes.
Yes, just yes.
Everything.
Give me everything.
Yeah, right.
But it's hard. If it's everything, it will be very hard.
All right. So, what do you got coming up next? How can people reach you?
Next is my new YouTube channel. I started it like a couple of weeks ago. It's Lazy Fit Gamer. It was inspired by my stories. About a year ago, I started to take a little bit more care about my health as I gained lots of weight. I was pre-diabetic and so on. Not a very good situation. And I was quite successful. Then I was like, what is missing in the internet? That was my turf, because when I started my journey, there's plenty of content from bodybuilders, from people promoting any specific diet that you can even wish about, everything. But it's all like up to this hardcore level, like transform your life, change everything. But what if someone is like me? I don't want to give up on gaming to start doing weights. I still have job. I don't have like 2 hours a day to start exercising and cooking complicated meals, go vegan or something like that. And I was like, what's the minimum I need to do to improve? What's the minimum? Minimum investment, maximum benefit. That was my goal. And I found a lot for myself. And I decided, okay, let's try to share what I learned on myself on the new channel. Let's see what happens. It is a very small one. Like, let me check the channel. How is it now? Even though, as you said, my main channel has over 60,000 subscribers, this one is over 800, not 1,000, 800.
But you just started it too, so you got to create that following. So obviously, certain techniques and things like that to help, promote that and move it up a little faster than probably some others do, like utilizing tags and things like that. I mean,
maybe it's still not guarantee. I will see, but even like my usual approach is I'm not going all into let's monetize it as hard as I can, because that will be very discouraging if you fail. Like, imagine you have some financial plans that do not follow. It's stress on you for no reason. Why add stress to yourself? My main goal is, if I help someone, that's win.
Yeah.
If one person will benefit from me sharing my story and my tips, my tricks that I use in my life, that's a win.
That's excellent.
With this approach, even if this new channel will never make a penny, I will be good. Then that's my approach. I could go like with approach, oh, that's lifestyle channel. It's possible. Like lifestyle channels can earn a lot of money if they are successful. But I like to leave it in the realm of possibilities rather than goals.
I gotcha. That way you don't ever add any additional stress to yourself. That makes a lot
Yeah,
of
exactly.
sense.
I have enough stress in my life that I will not share it on this video, but yeah, I don't want to add.
Right. So what key takeaway would you like listeners to get from your time here on the show?
I think the key takeaway will be, if you want to make content, make sure you know what your goal is, what you want to share, and possibly make it unique. It's always, if you have something unique to share, you will be happy with that, and someone will notice.
Okay. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us today. And thank you, Angry Turtle, for joining me on the show. I much appreciated you giving me your time. And I hope everybody enjoyed it. Please check out my guest content and keep creating. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye, everyone. Good luck.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.